Have you ever stopped to think what your prostate would say if it could talk? Would she ask for help? Would she beg you to change something immediately? The truth is that many men are right now destroying their own prostate health. And what's worse, without having the slightest idea about it. Have you, who is watching now, ever felt that something was not right but chose to ignore it? Have you ever thought that that mild discomfort, that discomfort that seems harmless, could be a sign that your prostate is screaming for help? The vast majority of men only realize that they have made mistakes with their own health when it is too late, when the problem has already advanced, when the pain appears, when hope starts to fade. And that's why this video is so important. Because today, you will discover what no one talks about. The 3 most common mistakes that most men make every day, automatically, unconsciously, and which silently undermine the health of the prostate until it collapses. Yes, collapse. Does it look strong? It's really strong, because the consequence could be pain that doesn't go away, an infection that recurs, surgery that could have been avoided, or even something worse. But it's not your fault. The truth is that no one teaches you how to take care of your prostate. No one explains to you that she needs attention, care, balance. No one warned you that some habits, however simple they may seem, are directly linked to the emergence of problems such as chronic prostatitis, benign hyperplasia, and even the dreaded prostate cancer. What you will hear here today could literally change the course of your life. And if you're the type of man who prefers to avoid problems rather than fix them later, stay with me until the end of this video. Because I'm not just going to give you alerts, I will show you the ways, the corrections, and what you can do today to protect one of the most important parts of your men's health. Now take a deep breath. Stay focused, because what you're about to discover could be the difference between aging healthily or living with regret. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Sign up now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your men's health. Now let's get started. Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes the biggest dangers to your health are not those who hurt, but rather those who act in silence? So it is. Many men believe that if they are not feeling pain, then everything is fine. But when it comes to the prostate, this logic can be fatal. The big problem is that the body doesn't scream right at the beginning. He whispers. He sends discreet, almost imperceptible signals and hopes you have the wisdom to listen before it's too late. Most ignore it. Most only seek help when there is no turning back. And here is a truth that needs to be said clearly. Many men are destroying their own prostate with simple everyday actions, and they don't even realize it. What should be a healthy habit turns, little by little, into a trigger for inflammation, discomfort, infections, and in the worst cases, something much more serious. And do you know what makes all of this even scarier? It's just that they're common things, mistakes that have been repeated for years, attitudes that seem harmless but are slowly undermining the foundation of your male health. And when the alert finally appears, there's not much you can do. But you are here, and that already puts you one step ahead of the majority. Because men who seek to understand, prevent, and correct are making the right decision. A decision that can avoid pain, suffering, surgeries, and future regrets. And more than that, they are taking control of their own health. You don't have to wait for the scare. You don't have to live in fear. You can and should anticipate. And today's video was made to show you exactly what is behind this silent and dangerous process. If you pay attention, it can completely change your relationship with your own body. Because information is not just knowledge. Information is power. It's protection. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Sign up now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your men's health. Have you ever stopped to think what would happen if your prostate could talk? If she had a voice, she might beg, "Please stop this." And the scariest thing is that many men persist in the same habits every day without knowing that they are planting the root of a serious problem. Prostate destruction almost never begins violently. There is no pain, there is no blood, there is no fanfare. It's slow, silent, sneaky. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Because while you live your life thinking everything is fine, your health may be going down the drain, little by little. Today, I'm going to show you one of the most common mistakes and most ignored by prostate sufferers. And perhaps the worst of all, because it seems harmless at first glance. But the impact this habit has inside your body, specifically on your prostate, is devastating. And if you are over 40, or even if you are over 50, paying attention to this can make the difference between maintaining a healthy lifestyle or living on exams, pain, surgeries, and medication for the rest of your life. Let's start by being very honest here. Many men are more concerned with sexual performance, the strength of the urine stream, and physical appearance than with what really matters, the health of the organ that controls all of this, the prostate. And this error that I'm going to explain to you now is directly related to that, to this wrong focus, to this distraction that seems small but is silently destroying your quality of life. This error lies in the excess of industrialized products that many men consume daily. I'm talking about those sausages, canned foods, ready-made frozen foods, soft drinks, artificial drinks, and excessive sweets. You might think, but everyone eats that. So it is. And that's exactly why so many people are getting sick together. The problem is that these foods are extremely rich in chemical preservatives, dyes, hidden sugars, and trans fats, substances that silently inflame your body from within. And do you know what happens when inflammation becomes chronic? The prostate is one of the first to feel the effects. The tissues around it begin to lose elasticity, circulation in the region decreases, the size of the gland increases, and, along with this, symptoms appear that many men consider normal for their age, but they are not. None of this is normal, and the longer you maintain this error, the more difficult it will be to reverse the process. Let's make this clear, as if I were explaining it to someone who has never heard of it before. Your body is like a house, and every bad meal you eat is like throwing garbage into this house. 1 day, 2 days, a week, you might not even notice the dirt, but the time will come when the environment will become unbearable. The same happens with the prostate. You may not feel anything now, but when the problem appears, it will appear with a vengeance. And here comes a warning that needs to be firmly engraved in your mind. Many men think that taking medication or undergoing a quick treatment is enough to resolve the problem, but that's not how it works. Prostate health depends on constancy, daily care, and decisions that start on the plate. If you continue to repeat this mistake, even after knowing it, you are consciously choosing to walk towards problems that could have been avoided, and you don't have to change everything at once. You don't need to become a food monk, but it needs to start. You need to remove from your daily life what is inflaming your body from the inside. You need to choose foods that nourish, that strengthen, that detoxify, because contrary to what many people think, it is possible to recover prostate health with simple, consistent, and conscious decisions. Now, before continuing, I want to make a direct request to you who have been here with me until now. If this is making sense, if you feel like this content is opening your eyes, I want you to comment below right now. I want to save my prostate. Write this down. In truth, it may seem simple, but this attitude of commenting helps you to commit to your health. And as a bonus, it inspires other men who may be going through the same situation, but have not yet woken up. Commenting, in this case, is an act of courage. It's like saying out loud, I'm not going to wait for the disease to knock on my door to react. I will act now. So if you are determined to take serious care of your male health, comment now. I want to save my prostate, that I will know who is really committed. And if you know someone, a sibling, a parent, a friend, who also needs to hear this, share this video with them now. Don't keep this information to yourself. Now that you understand the damage that a bad diet can cause to your prostate, I need to warn you about something even more dangerous, a sedentary lifestyle. The lack of movement, circulation, activity in the male body. This error, silent and insidious, is among those that most accelerate the abnormal growth of the prostate. And the worst part? It is socially accepted. It is treated as normal. But I assure you, It's not. Think about it with me. How many hours a day do you spend sitting? At work, in the car, on the couch, watching TV, using your cell phone? You may not have even realized it, but the human body was not made to stay still, especially the body of a man who wants to have vitality, energy, and armored male health. When you spend long periods without moving, the blood flow in the pelvic region, where the prostate is located, decreases drastically, and with that tiny gland starts to suffer. She begins to receive less oxygen, less nutrients, less natural stimuli from the body itself. And this lack of movement leads to an accumulation of toxins, silent inflammation, and fluid retention. Little by little, without any apparent symptoms, your prostate begins to swell. You may not even notice it at first, but you will notice that the urge to urinate increases, that the urine pressure decreases, that the control is no longer the same. And then, when he goes to the doctor or the news, his prostate has grown, and now it will be necessary to treat. Do you know what makes me saddest? This could be avoided with simple actions. With 20 to 30 minutes of movement a day, you don't need to become an athlete. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours at the gym. To walk, climb stairs, stretch, move your body, stimulate circulation, take a deep breath, and keep the machine running. This is enough to start protecting your prostate as it deserves. And if you think it's too late, I tell you with certainty, it's never too late. I've seen patients with advanced cases manage to regain quality of life just by changing their habits. And do you know what they all had in common? The decision, the turning point. The day they said to themselves, enough is enough. From now on, I choose to live better. If you are over 40, 50, 60 years old and have not yet made a real commitment to your health, the time is now. Because if you continue to lead this life at a standstill, you are practically handing your prostate over to the disease. You are inviting the problem in. And when it sets in, the fight is tougher. The treatment is more painful. Recovery is slower. Don't do this to you. Maybe you're thinking, oh, but I don't have time. And I answer you, it's not about time, it's about priority. If you have a heart attack, you will find time to go to the hospital. If you are diagnosed with cancer, you will make time to undergo chemotherapy. So why not make time now when you still have control over your health? What's more, moving doesn't just help the prostate. It improves sleep, mood, sex life, reasoning, digestion, heart, everything. Your entire body starts to respond differently. More alive, stronger, more alert, and most importantly, more protected. I need you to understand this as a life mission, like a commitment to yourself, with your family, with his dignity as a man. And I want you to repeat this out loud now. My body was made to move, and I will move to protect my men's health. Say this with conviction. And if you want to make this commitment even more important, comment below. I'm going to move every day. I want to see who is really decided, who is not just here watching, but is acting. When you comment, in addition to strengthening this personal commitment, you help this video reach more men who may be in danger and don't even know it. Men who can still avoid suffering. Men who, with a simple decision, can completely change the course of their lives. So comment now. I'm going to move every day, and share this video with at least one friend, sibling, or co-worker. You may be responsible for opening someone's eyes, and that is priceless. Now I'm going to reveal to you the third and final error, and perhaps the most shocking of all, a habit that thousands of men repeat daily thinking they are doing the right thing, but which is, in fact, accelerating the process of silent destruction of the prostate. If there is anything more devastating than feeling pain, it is feeling absolutely nothing, and only finding out later that it was serious. Many men, especially after the age of 50, follow their routines calmly, thinking everything is fine, until one day the body demands it. And it's expensive. The problem is, when it comes to the prostate, it rarely screams for help at first. She whispers. And if you're not paying attention, those whispers turn into screams. Too late. One of the most common and dangerous mistakes that many people make without knowing it is ignoring small signs, especially those that affect the most intimate part of a man's life. Believe me, the way your body reacts during intercourse or even outside of it can be one of the first signs that your prostate is being silently damaged. And oddly enough, many men feel this, but they simply think it's normal. The decrease in the strength of the urinary jet, for example. It seems simple, but it is one of the classic signs that the prostate is increasing in size and putting pressure on the urethra. Now sync with me. If this increase is not controlled, what happens? Exactly. The bladder starts to not empty properly. This increases the risk of infections, stones, and in more serious cases, kidney failure. But it doesn't stop there. Another mistake that has silently destroyed prostate health is a sedentary lifestyle. You may not believe it, but the simple fact of spending hours sitting, especially in awkward positions, directly affects circulation in the pelvic region. And the prostate, like any other organ, depends on good blood supply to function well. Now imagine her being pressured every day, for hours, without movement, without oxygenation, without stimulation. The result? Chronic inflammation, pain when sitting, and even sexual dysfunctions that undermine your confidence and quality of life. And here's a hard truth. Many men believe they are safe because they don't feel pain. But prostate cancer, in the vast majority of cases, only presents symptoms when it is already at an advanced stage. This means that small discomforts, changes in urine, difficulty maintaining an erection, frequent tiredness, all of this could be the body trying to warn you that something is wrong. As a doctor, I need to warn you, lack of prevention is the most dangerous mistake of all. The simple fact of not carrying out regular tests, such as PSA and digital rectal examination, means that thousands of men discover too late that the disease has already advanced. This shouldn't happen anymore. Medicine has advanced, resources are available. But shame, prejudice, and neglect still kill more than cancer itself. And I know it's not easy to hear all of this. It's uncomfortable. It's heavy, but it's real. And it is necessary. Because if you've made it this far, it's because you care. It's because deep down, you know you need to take care of yourself. You know that your life is worth more than any fear, any taboo. And that's why this video was made. To wake you up. To show you that you are not alone. That there is a way out. That it is possible to recover your health, your strength, your safety. The truth is that all men make mistakes, but only the wise recognize and change the path. And if you've been paying attention this far, you're already ahead of most. Now it's time to act. Time to stop postponing the inevitable. Time to put your health first. Because nothing, absolutely nothing is worth more than your life. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you really care about your health and want to avoid problems before it's too late. I want to invite you to leave a comment saying that you watched the full video so that I can get to know you and know who is really committed to taking care of their own men's health. Also, check now if you are already subscribed to the channel. If not yet, click the subscribe button. And if this video made sense to you, leave a like and share it with someone who also needs to receive this alert. Sometimes it's a simple gesture that can save a life. Most men only realize that something is wrong with their prostate when it's too late. In the first pinned comment, I left a link to a playlist that can prevent this from happening to you. Watch now before it's too late.